We usually think of gratitude as just a feeling, right? Like saying thank you because it's the polite thing to do. But what if it's way more than that? What if gratitude is a tool so powerful it can literally, physically change your brain? Well, we're going to dive into that idea. And it all starts with a story about a simple classroom ritual that ended up becoming a total lifeline.
So let me introduce you to Christina Costa. She was a middle school science teacher, and she had this really charming ritual she actually borrowed from a friend who taught kindergarten. It was just this sweet little thing she did to end class on a high note.
What she'd do is she'd ask her students to kiss their brain. Yeah, literally. They'd tap their fingers to their mouth and then to their head. It was this fun, physical little thing, a way for them to show some gratitude for all the hard work their brains had just put in. Super simple gesture, right? But man, it planted a powerful seed.
So fast forward a few years. Christina's in grad school studying psychology, and her life just takes this sharp, terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, these awful migraines started. We're talking severe, disorienting pain. Half her face would go numb, her vision blurred, then the dizzy spells hit. It was clear something was really, really wrong.
Okay, so a neurologist orders an MRI. And Christina, being this total brain geek and psychology teacher, her first thought is almost academic. She's thinking, oh, this is cool. I can use my own brain scans to teach my students. Seriously. She went into that MRI with this sense of scientific curiosity, completely clueless about the bombshell that was about to drop.
And then, the phone rings. It's the doctor. And those are the words you never want to hear. Go to the ER now. There's a large mass in the right hemisphere of your brain. Just like that, all that curiosity, all that excitement, gone. Replaced with just pure fear. And there in the ER, she saw it on the screen for the first time, this big, undeniable mass sitting right in her brain.
So in that moment, in the hospital, just absolutely terrified, what comes back to her? That little classroom ritual. Kiss your brain. And suddenly, it wasn't some cute little gesture anymore. It was her mantra. It was this powerful way to connect with and thank her own body, even as it was facing this terrifying diagnosis.
So after the diagnosis, you know how it goes, everyone starts using the language of war. You're a fighter. You gotta beat this thing. Go to war with that tumor. And for Christina, that whole narrative just felt wrong. It didn't empower her. It actually felt heavy, like a burden.
So this basically presented her with a choice, a fork in the road. On one side, you've got the fight narrative, this idea of battling your own body, treating your illness like an enemy you have to destroy. And on the other side, well, that was the path she chose, a gratitude mindset, which meant working with her body, thanking it, and trying to find some peace in the middle of the struggle.
And her reasoning for this was just so powerful. I mean, think about it. She'd spent years teaching kids to be grateful for their brains. How could she turn around and declare war on the very thing she taught others to cherish? So she made a very conscious choice. Her body was not going to be a battlefield.
Now, this decision wasn't just based on a feeling or a whim. It actually pushed her to dive even deeper into the science of it all. And what she found is that practicing gratitude, it's not just some psychological trick. It's not just thinking positive. It's something that can physically change the actual hardware of your brain.
The key idea here, the science behind it all, is something called neuroplasticity. And all that means is that your brain isn't fixed in stone. Think of the pathways in your brain like muscles. The more you use a specific circuit, like, say, the gratitude circuit, the stronger and more automatic it gets. You can literally train your brain to find and feel gratitude more easily.
And it's chemical, too. The effect is immediate. Brain coach Jim Quick points out that the moment you consciously feel and express gratitude, your brain gives you this little reward. It releases dopamine and serotonin. These are your feel-good chemicals, right? They boost your mood, they boost your motivation, and it happens almost instantly.
But it goes even deeper than that. When they look at brain scans, they see that gratitude literally lights up key parts of your brain. One spot, the medial prefrontal cortex, is kind of like the command center for managing negative emotions. And another, the limbic system, that's your brain's emotional hub. Firing up these areas actually helps you reframe tough thoughts and just handle difficult situations better.
Okay, so the science is solid, right? But how do we actually do it? Like, how do we take this from just being a cool idea and turn it into a daily practice that actually strengthens those gratitude pathways in our brains?
Look, the easiest and most effective way to start, and pretty much every expert agrees on this, is a gratitude journal. It's so simple. Every morning, just take a couple of minutes. Write down 3 specific things you're grateful for. And here's the key. Don't just list them. Write down why you're grateful for them. That little detail is what helps you really feel the emotion and makes it stick.
And if you want something a little more structured, Jim Quick has this awesome acronym, THANKS. T is for time. You got to schedule a few minutes for it. H is for highlight. Focus on the good stuff from your day. A is for acknowledge. Actually thank other people. N is for nature. Get outside and appreciate it. K is for kindness. Do something nice for someone. And S is for savor. Really consciously enjoy those small pleasures, like that first sip of coffee. It's basically a complete toolkit for building that gratitude muscle.
Okay, but we do have to be careful here, because like any powerful tool, gratitude can be misused. There's a really fine line between healthy, genuine appreciation and something way more damaging. And it's a question we have to ask. Can gratitude actually be harmful? And believe it or not, the answer is yeah, it can be if you use it to deny what's really happening. This is where we run into the idea of toxic positivity.
So, what is toxic positivity? Well, psychologist Dr. Margaret Rutherford explains it as this belief that you have to be positive no matter what, no matter how bad things get. It's this rigid kind of positivity that says you're not allowed to feel sad or angry or scared. It's basically just a form of denial. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. True, healthy gratitude doesn't ignore your pain or tell you to suppress sadness or anger. Not at all. It coexists with those feelings. It's about finding things to be thankful for even while you're struggling. Think back to Christina. She could feel immense gratitude for her doctors and nurses while also being terrified of her diagnosis. Both feelings are valid, and they can absolutely exist at the same time.
So, what's the real endgame here? What are we trying to achieve? It's not about being happy-go-lucky 24/7. It's about building a more resilient mind. Gratitude becomes this kind of anchor that helps you ride out the inevitable storms that life is going to throw at you. Which, of course, brings us right back to where we started, with Christina. Her whole journey is the perfect example of this. By choosing to practice gratitude, she was actively, intentionally rewiring her brain to help her cope with the hardest things she'd ever face. She was building up her resilience, one thankful thought at a time.
So let's end by bringing this all right back home. Wherever you are right now, just take a second. What's one thing your brain helped you do today? Really think about it. And then thank it for all the incredible work it does for you day in and day out. Hey, maybe even give it a little kiss.